welcome in Kuma Crew for a special April Fool's rendition of me, your favourite friendly despair bear, talking for no real good reason. For today is the day of fools and doing the fooling, and in 2023 Sega won April Fool's Day with the release of The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, a fully realised visual novel that takes at the most about 3 hours of your life to complete, that covers a murder mystery on a train. Yes, this is a real game. Yes, it was released by Sega. Yes, you can still get it on Steam for free to this day. On April 1st, 2023, Sega did something it rarely does and gave us a Sonic game that was universally loved by pretty much everyone, and for very good reasons. Whilst it is obviously a far cry from any other Sonic game, it was a very well put together short visual novel that let you hang out with Tails as you solved who killed our favourite blue blur. My dudes, it is 2025, and if you still think I'm pulling your leg, where the hecky have you been? Unlike other attempts at self-insert characters into the franchise, and we'll just forget about all the Sonic OCs out there, we get to play as this guy. You get to name yourself, but wait, Annakuma isn't allowed? What the heck do they think I'm trying to write here? Let me try again. Annakuma with one A. Well, fuck you game, I guess. I'll just have to shorten my name to Anna and get on with it. Sega, why? This is bearism, and me and Monokuma will not stand for it. We are a new employee on board the Mirage Express. Our job is microwave slave, as we have 3 dishes on our fancy menu, very Sonic-inspired dishes, and we get to microwave food for everyone. But who is everyone? Well, we have Sonic himself, of course, birthday girl Amy, Tails looking adorable, Blaze just kind of existing, Rouge being her normal boobly self, Knuckles in an adorable little hat, Vector and Espio being their normal crazy selves, doing normal crazy lad things. And then we've got our boy here, the ultimate life form himself in a little tiny apron, Shadow the Hedgehog. They are all here to celebrate Amy's birthday with a murder mystery game. Amy and Tails are the journalist and detective, so they are not allowed to be the murderer. After taking everyone's tickets and getting a little explanation of what is going on, we send everyone to their posts and we're off. Everything will be fine, right? Right? Suddenly, the train speeds up and we're thrown back into the microwave cupboard, our home, but not where we need to be. This is where the game gives us our first look at the game mechanics of the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, because yes, like all my favourite visual novels, there are game parts to this game. We need to interrogate people, and to do so, we need to find clues. This game isn't hard. The most difficult thing is sometimes finding smaller objects or more hidden away ones to click on, but overall it is very simple. Some items will give you a clue, whilst others just give you some nice little dialogue moments with Tails. After collecting enough clues, as in all the ones on the screen, you can then interrogate someone. Then the interrogations are pretty simple as well. You'll present evidence to someone who is obviously hiding something. Just wait a minute. Dream Gear? Minigame? Sonic is well known for his bonus stages, and this is kind of no different. We have this small bonus level we must play to basically come up with our answers. The logic is, what would Sonic do? Well, Sonic would run really fast and collect rings, and that's about it, as Tail puts it anyway. So that is what the bonus game ends up being. Looks simple, right? Actually, it gets really hard, but SEGA did something massive to make sure anyone and everyone can complete this adventure. You have difficulty levels. Or accessibility options. You can turn certain things off, make it faster or slower, and just basically tune the bonus game to your skill level. It gave Sonic fans something more difficult and akin to a Sonic game to play with, whilst giving others who just wanted to play the funny game, you know, for the fun of it, a chance to tone it down so that they could complete it. After getting out of the room, we find Sonic's dead body. Well, not dead, but Sonic's body. Yeah, we're also not shocked. A game called The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog would have the body of the Blue Menace show up as the victim, you know, but it's time to investigate. Whilst the game does a little bit of the "but what if Sonic is really hurt" thing, you don't really ever get any dark moments in the game. Amy and Tails know their job and are off right off the bat to find out who done it, and we just kind of tag along. Amy, of course, bounds away to do her own Amy-like thing, so we tagged him with Tails, going car to car, meeting the cast, and finding out what they were up to in the hours since we last saw them. Again, overall, most of the game is extremely simple. Knuckles here smashed up an arcade box. You just have to find out the reason why. Vector was with Knuckles because Espio was boring him. Espio was in the library reading a book. Rouge was up and down the train looking for treasure, and when we get to the casino level, we have to plan a whole heist with her and Blaze, which is fantastic. And then you have Shadow, who the blame kind of falls on just because moody emo, I guess. Again, it isn't a long game, but it does a good job of giving the characters their pretty well-defined characteristics as we talk to them. Everyone is playing along because it is Amy's birthday. Knuckles tries his best to be the sheriff, and even Shadow is all dressed up as well. Espio gives us some poetry, and overall, Amy is having a wonderful time. My personal favorite car has to be the casino because of the heist. It was the most different of all of the areas. Instead of interrogating the two girls over alibis, you just jump into their treasure hunt. It has this really cute little drawing in the background where it shows you different steps of the plan, and then you have this really funny moment when they find the treasure and start to panic that it's a bomb. You could probably go through all of these options and still have time to realize that it isn't a bomb. I don't know why I didn't honestly click everything here. I recorded this purely for this video, yet for some reason felt the need to rush. I'm bad at reviewing things, guys. I'm sorry. Most of the other cars are just fun. They're fine. Watching Knuckles have to admit he's a sore loser, Vector and Espio's little friendship, and then the really sweet moment when Shadow admits he's trying to buy the perfect gift for Amy because he hadn't brought one with him, is actually a really sweet little story altogether. Then we get to the front of the train, and time to point our finger at you, Amy. No, I'm kidding, it was Espio. You'd think this was the end of the game, but it isn't. We find out that the train itself was always a badnik, and that it was upset that the train conductor, this guy here that I haven't mentioned yet, but is kind of important, is retiring, so he's agreed to give Sonic over to Eggman for a prize. Because no Sonic game is complete without our rotund, egg-like villain doing his best to capture Sonic. It turns out Sonic was just put to sleep with a dart, and now he's back up and on his feet, and it's time for him to do what he does best. This minigame. It kinda sucks a little in the final stretch, I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, you can make it easier, but I went through on the automatic difficulty because I just did. It isn't hard, but it's just normal Sonic bonus level, minigame kind of stage. In other words, it's hard on the eyes because it goes really fast and it's also very finicky. So one thing that the Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog did really well is make me feel sorry for this train. As a young conductor, I guess he promised to stay with the train forever, or this guy promised to stay with the train. But now 30 years later, he wants to retire with his wife and enjoy the rest of his life, which means the train is going to feel lonely. The train itself is automated because of course it is. It's a badnik after all, and they're all automated, they're all robots, and I just felt bad for it overall. Sonic saves the day though, and the train conductor gets to have his retirement. The Flicky running the train, yes, one Flicky was running this entire thing because Robotnik, logic, whatever. I think he might go with the train conductor in the end, and Amy gets a birthday cake. Hurrah! As a short, funny April Fool's joke, this game is well worth your time. Whilst it isn't a hugely fleshed out project, you can't expect it to be. It was done for a joke. That being said, the people who wrote and put it together had great understanding of visual novels and put all the bits and pieces together really well. There is also just some great humor, both visually and within the dialogue. You aren't just some blank character. Whilst you don't get much choice over your personality, there are some moments where you do get to pick things out a little. We're a socially awkward nerd that is just trying to bumble their way through their very first day at work. I feel called out. We got on well with Tails, who is about the only character that could work as the main focus. Tails is childish, because he is a child, and optimistic at the best of times, but his interactions with your character are fantastic. Sometimes he'll just play along, other times he'll look at you with that exasperated look of a genius having to deal with a dingus who has looked in every single trash can they can find. Look, I'm an adventure gamer, okay? There is always something in the trash cans. Tails can judge all he wants, but he doesn't know anything. This is where the visual humor lies, though. Look at this artwork. Look at these portraits. Each character gets a handful of different portraits, with probably Amy and Tails getting most of them because they're with us for so long. The art style is beautiful, but the different expressions they give to each character as we question them, or they bluff their way out of corners, or just deal with whatever is happening around them is fantastic. There are also some just genuinely great stills, like Amy whacking the train at the end of the game, or this picture of Sonic just throwing a boat you can randomly print out. There's also this fantastic picture of Metal Sonic, everyone cheering on Robotnik after he's lost. I love this one. This one is so cute. So much care and love went into this project, and if you couldn't tell that by everything else, the art style and how gorgeous it is should more than tell you that. It is just wonderful. You'd think nothing could go wrong in visual novels, but one, they can go wrong. I've played enough of them to know bugs happen in visual novels, and some of them are just bad. And B, this is SEGA we're talking about. SEGA making a Sonic game, and they always go bad. That being said, nothing did go wrong. I don't know if there were bugs on the day or around the first year, but the game plays perfectly and always has for me. It was probably one of the better released Sonic games you'll ever see and will see in a long time. It was easy to navigate each of the screens, easy enough to see where you had to click. Everything that was clickable when you hovered over it had a very Sonic-looking outline that made it stand out even more, so no matter what, you couldn't get lost. There is no fail state, even in the mini-games. If you pick what the game deems the wrong answer, you'll just have some funny dialogue. One of the ongoing jokes I loved was us remembering the conductor's speech to us wrong every time, usually adding on how much he loved us and how badly things could go wrong if we didn't make sure everyone was there safe. Whilst our character didn't have main character syndrome, they did have a lot of anxiety that everything hung in the balance because of them. Even the minigame was well done. Yes, it was finicky. It is a Sonic Speedy bonus round. Jumps had to be timed well, and things just happened a lot on screen. But it was well made still, and it came in this little boxed up screen to celebrate, I guess, both the Dreamcast and the Game Gear, two fantastic consoles. You even get little nods for the fans, like Big is just out of one of the windows, which is pretty much on brand for my boy Big, who, if you didn't know, is my favorite Sonic character. If you don't know, he often does just pop up in random places in random games. We also have Omochao on the run for reasons. He knows what he did. He knows. Then you have funny little moments like the save code being April Fool's 2023's date backwards. For a throwaway April Fool's joke, this game was everything the Sonic fans needed. Something silly, something that showed love for its characters, something that just worked, and people didn't complain. Well, they probably did complain. It is Sonic after all. People hate Sonic for various reasons. What a wonderful way to have spent April Fool's in 2023 though. I did! I streamed it. I had a blast, and I had a blast playing it again for this review that hopefully does come out on April Fool's. Or maybe I'll be the fool, and this will be late because I'm always late. It's a problem I have. This game is a recommended game for everyone and anyone. You don't have to be a Sonic fan, you don't have to be a visual novel fan. It will legit take less than 3 hours of your life and will just be an enjoyable little time for you. Please go and check it out. But that is all this bear has time for today. This, hopefully, if I get my button gear, will be a nice little treat for you on this foolingness of days. I have loads of other non-foolish things to do this year, if you can believe that. So if you'd like to keep up to date with this bear here, give this video a like, comment on your alibi below, and subscribe. Also throw a follow over at twitch.tv/Annakuma on Twitch for more gaming coming at you 5 days a week, where I do lots of visual novels on Saturdays. For some reason, Saturdays is just visual novel day. Till next time though, which will be in a few days probably. Wait, when is April Fool's? When is April 1st? When is it? I don't know. But this Saturday, the Saturday right after this, there is a video out. I believe it will be Locomotive's full game review, so check that out. But until then, have a good day and enjoy your foolingness of foolish days. Thank you for watching everyone, and bye-bye.